make a move and the bunny gets it.
I said, put the bunny back in the box. Why couldn't you put the bunny back in the box?
Psychically, I'm very well endowed.
I want to know what you're thinking. There are some things you can't hide. I want to know what you're feeling. Tell me what's on your mind.
Okay, that should fix it. That should fix it. Sorry about that, gentlemen. I've got a program that likes to take my mic if I'm not paying attention. So, I'm coming in clear now? Yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. All right. Okay. So, all right. So all right. Got thumbs up. Got thumbs up. All right. Okay. So, so basically, I've done shows to push kind of like the Perfect 10 comic, and also I've done shows with Dave Brink talking about universe building. But today, I want to take a little bit of a different tactic. We're going to talk about genuine comics itself as a commodity. Talk about the business model. Talk about what is good about it. And hold on a second. Forgot to turn this on so people can see their chats. There they are. All right. So going to turn. So basically, I'm going to talk about why genuine comics could indeed be the best. All right. There you go. See? She popped up right there. There you go. Be part of the show. Okay. But why genuine comics is, in my opinion, one of the best. I call them small batch crowdfund comic creators. Now, years past, I'm like changing the terminology. Recently, I heard Pete Samiti call it small batch, and I like that idea, like that, kind of, because I've been calling it like big creators and small creators, but the truth of the matter is, if you're creating, there are no small creators, and so I've never really been fine with that terminology. But the terminology I'm using, I'm going to start using from here on out to differentiate, between the ex-pros, ex-mainstream pros and their building fan base and massive campaigns, and the small batch creators who are under 10K, and they're putting out some amazing stuff, and in a lot of ways better quality than some of these ex-mainstream pros, but they just don't have the cachet or the eyeballs on them. And hoping, by making that differentiation, what I'm hoping to do is I'm hoping to kind of like differentiate between the crowdfunders that are doing these massive campaigns and the guys that do smaller campaigns but are putting out just as good quality. And so the first one that I'm going to like point people in the direction of happens to be Genuine Comics. Now, I may or may not be a bit of a fan, so get that out of the way. So basically, Dave Brink has been doing this a little while. He's got Perfect 10 is kind of like, it's a little bit late in the game. He already had several comics that were out, and he's been working for a while on this universe, building it out. And today I'm going to kind of like walk you through why I think he's worth your money. Every time you see a crowdfund pop up, why I think Genuine Comics is a good buy for you. Now, what are some characteristics of a good creator or a good company, a good comic company? Well, some qualities are consistency and quality. Consistent, that includes writing and art. Writing and art. Let me say it again. Writing and art. Okay. If you get both of those consistent quality wise, then then you're going to have the consistency. Pretty much anything you put out. Dave is the primary writer. I don't think he's taken on any other people to write, but he's methodical, and he's complained on X about how hard it is for him to write with any speed. When I did an interview with him, that was one of his complaints, is that he wasn't prolific enough for his own ambition. And but I think that because he's consistently the writer, that's one of the reasons why his comic book company is doing so well, quality wise. Now, so if you got a good comic book company, first thing is like that consistent quality. Second thing is they need to have a bench, a cast of characters that is going to be like give you story possibilities. Now, there's a lot of comic producers out there that kind of like have a narrow like cast of characters that they use. Some of them are just like one primary character, and everybody else is expendable. Or they go from like book to book to book to book, and they don't really have a consistency. Dave has a genuine verse. In other words, everything is connected. Kind of like you kind of like build it out like Marvel and DC. So if you want to kind of get an idea, this is just one of them. I've got two of them, but one of the things that he does is very well. Nice print there. American Bliss and Perfect 10. Forgot that was in there. But one of the things that he does very well is he just like makes characters like it's a hobby of his. He just makes characters, and so here is a good idea. This gives you an idea of just how many characters he's got. But inside here, page after page, this is a really good page to show you. And some of the characters you're seeing there are no longer alive because Dave doesn't mind killing people off. But you've got your boobs. I think her name is Love Child, yeah. But he's commissioned, like, this is the one group, I think is Force Majeure. Yeah. So that's like several takes on them. You got characters like Legend here, and McGoy fighting kind of his Superman is Flying Dutchman. Then you got your girl, Perfect 10. A lot of artists like drawing her for obvious reasons. Her and American Bliss are kind of like ones that you get a lot of art on. But along the way, you get stuff like this right here. This is a standee of Perfect 10. So that's great characters and so many of them. Yeah. That's definitely one of the selling points. And this book here, it's another Heroes and Villains that has almost as many characters in it. Now, he did this right here, Crossworlds. And that was basically allowing people to put their characters in the genuine verse. And I took advantage of that. So I had Ironsides drawn in with America Bliss. Pal Rodricks did the drawing on it. I had my own colorist do the coloring on it, but that's just a really cool thing he does. So you got the quality of art and writing. You got the deep bench of characters, and the third aspect is creativity in marketing. So he's got Standee there. He's got these books, Heroes and Villains, introducing characters, which he doesn't have. A lot of these characters that he's introducing don't even have books yet. So he takes this right here, the Heroes and Villains, kind of like showing you that these people exist. And what's the next step? The next step is this. Power Trip. Okay. Now, Power Trip, this is the second Power Trip book. And Power Trips, also, he's got cards. The cards are cool because they've got like the main character, kind of the cool, sexy one. And then they do a cutesy kind of like a character on the back. If you're worried about TNA, yeah, Dave is not. Dave is definitely not going to skimp on that. But he does these stories like this is Power Trip 2, and this is Power Trip 1. And what he does with that is he does like short stories of introducing characters to this universe. This one here has Shadow Lion, Flying Dutchman, and the Phenomenals. In this one, this one's got America Bliss, and I believe that this is, that's America Bliss, and this is Oxium. They're kind of like the superpower. I don't know if we call them police. They're kind of rescue / police. And there's another one in there. I can't remember what the name of it is. I just reread it. It just escapes me. But so he does that to kind of like introduce other characters and does like mini stories to kind of like, so you don't have like a massive book that you have to like put out. But then he's got his main line book. Okay. He does have like a couple called, one's Earthling, one's Dream Weaver, I think is the name of the other one. But they're available on genuinecomics.com. But his main one right now is this right here, Perfect 10. Okay. Now in Perfect 10, he has a incredible muse, incredible character to write. She is both, she's kind of like the femme fatale and ingenue, kind of like mixed together. She's the hero, superpowered hero, but at the same time, she's a victim of her circumstance. And so you got the vulnerability, but you also got the badassery that comes with a hero. And a good example, he did a trailer for book 2. and I think he had Allie do the voice on it. But this will give you an idea of who this character is. This is one of my favorite trailers anyone's ever done for a book. So here you go.
The perfection program. That's what they call it. It gave me life, but it also caused death. I never asked for any of this. Running from superpowered murderers who want revenge. Revenge for something I did? Something I can't remember. But I won't run. I refuse. I don't want to be controlled anymore. This world needs more heroes than villains. That's more important than anything, isn't it? My existence has to mean something. It has to make a difference somehow. For Virgil. For Aaron. I need to be worth this life I've been given. I need to do what's right. Even if it kills me.
Now, obviously, that book's no longer available at Indiegogo. He closes his campaigns behind him. But like this is one right here. Very good book. Definitely one of my favorites. Somehow I wind up with 2 copies, and evidently this is a rare cover. So I may unload one. I don't know. But then I've got number 2, and he always has multiple cover options. This is number 2. Look at that. This one has it's kind of like a upping of the stakes. This is issue 3. This is she's captured and taken to the Citadel, and you know, this is an alternative cover right there for issue 3. So he does multiple covers. Now, I did only have 1 4, but they accidentally sent me 2 4, another 4. So I got this cover right here, Vendetta, and then I got the other cover for 4, and 4 is kind of like a Great Escape, but the kind of like a aftermath of several different events, and this is all one day. So far, we're still in one day. This is the FMC variant cover, showing the big bad, which is a scary chick named Calamity. One of my favorite names for a female killer or female bad guy. And it's just essentially he's just got so many characters to do with. The last line always gets me. Yeah. Yep. But what's up, Edwin? Good to see you. But basically, so what you got is you got this this group, or this one narrative. Basically, it starts out with her, waking to being in danger. She's naked for most of that first book, but they don't show any goodies. It's like everything's like tastefully covered up. But But it's funny thing about it is I've told him this before. That first book, you don't realize that she's naked for almost 3/4 of it because it's nothing salacious about it. It's just it adds to her vulnerability. She's got an incredible body, and Powell can draw female form like very, very well. But then it turns out this whole thing about that she was like used to kill powered people, and so she doesn't find a lot of friends when they take her back to their headquarters, because most of them see her as like the equivalent of an attack dog, and so the people that are out to kill her, the ones that have like murdered friends and family and things like that, so they attack, and nobody's going to help her, so she charges them herself because they're killing innocent people, and then she winds up in the Citadel, and then while she's in the Citadel, a lot of politics kind of surface, and then Calamity turns out to be a lot more complicated than you think, which, with a name like Calamity, how could she not be? And you do find out that Calamity might not be the worst thing out there. But I'm not going to spoil anything. But Safeguard, the group that was trying to was ordered to save her, they wind up in over their head, and so basically she escapes or not. I don't want to spoil too much, but they wind up there to save her, and she's not there anymore. And now they're stuck there in the middle of all these bad guys, and with nobody to save. And so she basically has to come back and save them. And that's what this book is about. This is book 5. And it's got the great look on the back. This is the FMC exclusive. And you just the art, every one of these books, the art is just amazing. Got Diabolique right there. But all these characters, man, they're just so amazing. Well, look at that. I mean, she gets a moment to herself to kind of like decompress a little bit. She's been at a breakneck pace since she woke up, and she has this like epiphany. The first time she's been able to like process what's been going on, and she just like has this moment of where she kind of like comes to herself, a little bit, and has a moment of vulnerability, and it's just beautiful. It's very beautifully written. There's Calamity. When I say big bad, she is bad as they come. But I won't go any further and kind of like spoil anything. But out of all 5 books, usually, I've got a book the other day that was like third in a series of books. And or was it 4th? I think it was 4th. Okay, it was 4th. But it was like a bridge issue. Phenomenova, the second book, was kind of a bridge issue. Not much moved, not much was like, and both of those books I had a problem with, because I'm like, if you can, you don't have to like slow the pace. You can like get your bridge in, but still keep the action going. And Dave proves that. And there is no book in this series so far that has not had pace to it, that has not had stakes to it. And even the human moments, even the quiet human moments, still you got this hum in the background of things that are happening that you know are happening, and it never loses velocity. It never, you know, while somebody else is pausing elsewhere, you know that something else is going on, and that the battle is still going on. It's still raging elsewhere, and that is a really amazing gift that he has as a writer, to keep all the balls in the air. And you know, when I get to multiple books, I think when I get to multiple books of creators, that's where that's what separates like the really solid writers from the ones that are like one trick ponies, you know, that can do one good issue, but then they kind of let down trying to get to the next big issue. You know, it's there's inconsistency there. But Dave knows how to keep that up. And well, let me give a rating for book 5. I've actually had it for a little while in digital form, but I didn't want to do a review until I got physical. But so number 5, this is going to be a little ironic, but is it good? My rating is so that's 5 books in a row, and all of them have been solid 5s. Now because of the everything being deferred and kind of the can being kicked down the road a little bit, it's kind of hard to I can't really give a 6 yet. But I have a hunch that if he manages to wrap it up and land on his feet, the next issue, which he said is going to be the end of the arc, I think that issue is probably going to be a 6. Just from the quality of writing I'm seeing so far. Hold on a second. No problem. No problem, Dave. I don't say it lightly, dude. I don't say it lightly. Now, so today is all about why I think that Genuine Comics is one of the best small batch comic book producers we have. And first of all, the consistency of writing. Second of all, the bench of characters. Third, the creativity and marketing. Fourth, basically, the fourth thing that I want to point out is let me say, what is, I had it written down, is basically the plan, the game plan that he has is very solid game plan. Like I showed you, have to get through the pile here. Hold on. But the game plan is so solid. First of all, he's like, okay, I'm showing you all these that exist. And then I'm, featuring some of them in stories. And then they're showing up in my main title. And so basically he's got so many characters just sitting there. And he's got them all fleshed out. He's got them ready to go. He knows there's one called Replica who is kind of let's see. I think she's on one of these covers. Let me look right quick. Yeah. It's this lady right here. kind of got a beret, kind of like got a green tiger stripe on her, and so he's got a poster in his store that you can buy of her. But she is someone who can like become other things, other people, and she's kind of like that his version of a Mystique, if you know who that is from Marvel Comics. And but she just like in the throwaway lines and kind of like conversation as they go, they talk about how she's mentally unstable because becoming other people is kind of like fractured her persona, her personality, in that now she's pretty much whoever she's with, that's who she is. And it never occurred to me that would be an issue if you didn't have like a strong like idea of who you are, that becoming other people would kind of like warp you in a way to where you no longer were solidly yourself. And that idea is it's not really explored, directly in the book, but I could see where, I was just thinking that's just a great character beat, and he has one guy who is in the group Safeguard called Front Runner, who's like his speed guy, and the name Front Runner is just such a cool speed guy name. And then you look at his personality, and his personality is like he leads from the front. He's not somebody that like barks orders that he's not willing to do himself. And well, I'm not going to spoil it for you. That has its drawbacks, but that idea of well thought out character beats, and because he has all these characters on his bench, all these characters that are kind of like secondary, then he can plug and play. Hold on a second. Got a comment there. Let me highlight. All right. Great summary, T Bunny. It's like, I prefer the genuine verse to DC or Marvel. Great art, stories, characters, and universe continuity. Dave gives 110%. Yep. Let me go ahead and bring that up. Yeah, it's not. There it is. Yep. Well, but one of the things that I think is the reason why Genuine Comics is so important in the space is he's just building it right. He's building it. He has a game plan. He knows where he's going with it. And as he goes, as his campaigns get bigger, I can see him like expanding into the world. He's about to, I think the next book is going to be close up the first arc on Perfect 10. And he also has these other characters out there. I think Earthling was the first one he had. And then Dream Agent, Dreamscape, Dreamweaver. Anyway, he's got another character that deals with like dreams and stuff. And they're like separate books, but I can see where like America Bliss, she had her own book, and but she started out in Power Trip, and then he expanded it to her own book, and drawn by a friend of mine, Eric Hodson. What's up, John? Hey, bud. The only thing I don't have is he had a hardcover put out by a hardcover edition put out by Critical Blast, friend of mine, RJ. And and it's evidently really cool. I had a lot of like drawings and stuff in it, but I missed the campaign. I just didn't have the funds at that time. But well, I say, there are people right now that are like saving up these editions. The first edition, this one right here, he just sold out of. And so that's going to raise in quality. And everything he does is intentional, and he's thinking big, and he's only going to get bigger from here. It's somebody with a game plan. He has he's very intentional about what he's doing. Somebody like me is kind of willy-nilly. I'm just trying to get my first book out. But he's been at this a while, and so he's kind of understands. He's got all his backlog is going on to genuineverse.com, I think, genuinecomics.com. But he's up to 4 on there, but 5. He just closed out the campaign for 5. And another thing reason why I like Genuine Verse is the fact that he is one of the only creators that is taking advantage of FMC from my comic. And he so he makes sure that he has a campaign on Fund My Comic, and he does a special cover for Fund My Comic. He has a special cover for Kickstarter, a special cover for Indiegogo. And so he has that he understands the collector's mindset. And he uses FMC, even though he wishes it had some of the same like options, which are coming. They're coming. But that's even though it's not as good as he'd like it to be right now, he's still using it because he understands that this is where everything's going. He understands that this is we support this, we establish this, then we have a beachhead that even if everybody else decides to crack down, we'll have a place where we can fund our comics that is free of the algorithms, free of interference. And he understands how important that is. He's one of the, unfortunately, a lot of the bigger creators, the ex-pros and large batch creators, haven't figured that out yet. We do have 183K campaign that's on FMC right now. It's from Cecil because he got canceled off of AIGG, and Kickstarter wouldn't even look at him. So he illustrates why we need FMC. But Dave doesn't have to use FMC, but he uses FMC because he understands that we're building something here. And I did miss the part where you're talking about LBC. LBC, what do you mean by LBC? I'm sorry, I don't know what that acronym means. I apologize. Just let me know what the acronym means, and I'll reiterate. But one of the things that I really wanted to highlight is the fact that when you're intentional about what you're doing, Longbox Comics, I haven't this is Genuine Comics. We're talking about Genuine Comics. We'll get to you eventually. All right, take your wait your turn, okay? Anyway, but I just when we're talking about, we're all trying to replace the mainstream. That's the ultimate goal. The mainstream is totally ruining everything we loved about the art form. and intentionally doing so. Intentionally doing so. This is not a conspiracy theory. They pretty much tell us every chance they get. Yeah, we're destroying it. Shut up, bigots. This is not made for you. Not sure who it's made for because their, sales are going. And so we're supposed to be like replacing us with somebody, but they have yet to figure out who that somebody they're replacing us with. So meantime, the one thing that I like about Genuine Comics is the fact that he understands that is the ultimate goal, is to create a new industry that is going to be strong enough and vital enough to replace what is about to die, what is currently being as on the downward slide. And because of that, I wanted to make sure I featured him today. And like I said, what makes a good comic book company is, first of all, consistency of product and art and writing. Secondly, a deep bench of amazing characters that people want to follow, want to know more about. I mean, I've seen so many characters in his books that I know nothing about, and I'm like, that is so cool. I want to know who that person is, or I want to know who that character is. And I'll get my chance. Thirdly, he's intentional about what he's doing. He's got a game plan and he sticks to it. And lastly, he's got his eye on the ball. He understands what we're trying to get, what we're trying to do here. And I don't focus as well as I need to. But there's a lot of people like John's Longbox. A little shout out, okay. But he also delivers, right? He also delivers books. Some crowdfunding comics take too long to get. Yeah. He also delivers in a timely manner. This is a multiple book series, multiple covers. And he's also got like a standee right there. He's got cards. He's got, I think he's got like t-shirts and flags and things like that. But he delivers consistently and he delivers with quality. Like I said, I got the wrong cover. I'm happy to have an alternate cover of issue 4. But, I was hoping for, I was looking for issue 5. And so I told Dave about it, and Dave went immediately to his distributor in the United States, which is Critical Blast. And Critical Blast right out sent me out a number 5, and I got it over the weekend. But that's the kind of customer service you're looking for, we've seen lately, like somebody that some of us know, named your boy Zach, who has a Splato Comics, and it's kind of gone viral. This exchange he had with somebody that they said, "Where's my comic? I want a refund." And he was like, "Well, I'm not a UNICEF kid. If you want to back me, back me. If you don't, you don't." And we're all going like, "What kind of freaking attitude is that?" And it's like, well, I wonder why his support's falling off a cliff, But Dave's not like that. Dave gets it. He only exists, and he can only do what he's doing because of people like you. And it's like FMC. FMC's got a great customer service. Now, they might not have some of the options that Indiegogo or Kickstarter have because they got corporate backing and they've had years to make these add these things to their website. And FMC is just turned 3 years old. I think it just turned 3 years old. And so it's got time to catch up. But one thing they do have is customer service. They understand that, you know, the only way they're going to compete is when somebody needs something, they can get a hold of somebody. And that means the world. Okay. And so Dave does great customer service, and puts his book in a timely manner. And he just has his eye on the ball. And the eye on the ball that we're all aiming at is the mainstream comics. And they're dropping that ball, and it's wide open. And so, as with people like Dave, we can kick that ball into the net, and we can replace it, and we can do a better job. And which is what happened before. This has happened before. Where mainstream producers were replaced because they took their eye off the ball. They got arrogant. They started ignoring the people who buy their product, and they started thinking that they were owed sales from people, and i.e. they could do whatever whatever they wanted to do with their ideological bent, or whatever they wanted to say in these comics, and people would have to back it because they can't get it from anywhere else. They never understood that we can walk away from Spider-Man. We can walk away from Superman. We can walk away from anybody. If you annoy us enough, we can walk away. What they thought is they had a built-in commodity market that didn't care what was inside the books. But evidently, what they're finding out is that people are just not into the commodity anymore. You know, they want these characters to go somewhere. They want them to be that character. And people like Dave get that. And he's got a whole big cavalcade and bench of characters that he's developing right now, that are just going to get bigger as the years go by. And right now, get it on the ground level. He's got, if you want that commodity, if you want covers, like speciality covers, he can do that. If you want something slabbed, I think he has that available. If you want, or if you want good quality stories with great characters and intriguing storylines, and if you want somebody that puts books out about once or twice a year and is going to give you good customer service, that's one of those. All those reasons is the reason why I think that in small batch crowdfunders right now, Genuine Comics is the gold standard. You know, if you are a small batch comic book creator and you're trying to look for how to run your company, how to, like structure your storylines, structure your release dates, then this is the template. He does everything pretty much about as well as you can do it in this particular space. You know, with the resources he has. He has yet, I mean, he might have one campaign that goes over 10K maybe, but he stays pretty much under 10K, pretty much most of his campaigns. And yet he puts out more or better product than people that have 6-figure campaigns or high fives every time. Why? Because he's got his eye on the ball. He plans for it, and he is dedicated to it. Now, the other day, he did kind of like postpone a streaming show because he was going on a date. So our Dave might be getting a life, and so who knows where that's going to go. But I wish him very well. I wish him well. The fraction be as good as Genuine Comics. Yeah. He's Genuine Comics is the gold standard. He's the gold standard right now. I don't think you can do better with the limited resources than Dave's doing right now. So get these books. They're all amazing. Follow Perfect 10. She is the Spider-Man of his universe. She's that good of a character. He can hang a lot on her, and she's going to be able to hold it up. And just watch this thing grow. Watch it expand. Be a part of it. It's not very often that you can get in on the ground floor of something great. And so if you trust my opinion, next campaign you see of Genuine Comics, or go to genuinecomic.com. I've got it in the description. I also have it pinned over there. Click on that link and see what he's got. I think he's got up to 4, book 4 on his website right now, but 5 will probably be around very shortly. But I am telling you right now, this best series going on right now. Great character. Perfect 10 is an amazing character. And he's got plans. He's got a bench. He's got everything kind of lining up. And I see a lot of the same attributes in people like John's Lone Box, people like Vaughn Coleman with Phenomenova, people like Hojo, H.W. Desper and South River Studios, and Mythicals. It's a great book series. Don't tell him I said that, because he might get upset. I don't know. But I'm just saying that we've got these small batch creators out there like Arrow Comics, like Alterna. And Alterna is, setting up a printer that's going to make it accessible for a lot more people. But as these people come into the marketplace, this small batch crowdfunding space, as people leave the behemoths that are just butting heads right now and just taking up the oxygen and driving people off, as they start looking for a product that doesn't have all these strings attached to it, doesn't have all this baggage attached to it, they're going to be looking for people like Genuine Comics, like John's Lone Box, people like that. And in this space right now, at this time, this moment in time, Memorial Day 2025, John, you can't get better than Genuine Comics in this space. You just can't. So make sure you check out what he's got. Check out what's available. Heroic Tales is too good, John. Dave's show turned me on to it. Just ordered issue 2. Yep. What Pete Samiti is doing is astonishing. Yes. What he is doing is a game changer. Okay. One of the problems that small batch crowdfund creators have, is affordability. All these big guys that get these massive campaigns, they can handle that overhead, but we need cheaper options to lower the overhead for people, small batch creators, kind of like Dave. And Pete is setting up a newsprint printer, but I've seen the results, and these newsprint pages look as good as the glossies that I've seen, as good as anything that's being put out right now. And he is going to be able to offer it at a lower price. And then you have people like Critical Blast, who does distribution for Genuine Comics, who is setting up his own printing service also. And he has also got distribution available. And we are seeing like FMC. FMC is also talking to people, somebody who's working on getting access to news like print news outlets, like stores, like, the old, what do they call those? The racks, the spinner racks. And he had things lined up last year, but things kind of like didn't proceed in a way. But he said that he still has those contacts. He still has that stuff. And with what Pete's doing, he's going to try to pick that back up. And so we could have distribution. We could be able to take a small batch creator, kind of like Dave, and send a print file and get something printed off in a reasonable price, then distribute it, or whatever, how you pronounce that, distribute it through people like Critical Blast to comic book shops and to stores and spinner racks all over. And this is working right now on this infrastructure. And for right now, though, with the infrastructure we have, you can't do better than Genuine Comics. So click on that link, check out what he's got. I can testify to the quality of just the whole entire line of what he's offering right now. And if you ever took my word for anything, give us guys some sales. So what I hope for, my prayer, is that people who really love comics, like Dave Brink, can eventually start supplanting some of these larger crowd funds and start seeing numbers like those guys. And by the time they get to those numbers, they will have already established all the infrastructure necessary to take this thing nationwide and worldwide. And my hope is eventually we're going to be the next wave, to save this art form from the people who are currently gleefully destroying it. And it may be pie in the sky. It may be, Pollyannish of me. But when I see people like Dave Brink and what Dave's doing, it gives me hope that this is where we're headed. So anyway, that's been Coop for Telepathic Bunny Comics. Thank you all for coming today. Wrangler. Hey, man. Hi, bye. Anyway. Good to see you, Wrangler. My usual mod. But that's been Coop for Telepathic Bunny Comics. We will see you next time. Check out Genuine Comics. Check out John's Lone Box. Check out all these small batch creators. And they need your dollar. And they're worth every penny. We'll see you next time, guys. All the White Rabbit. Bye, everybody.